John Cadu, Peak Organic Brewing Company, Portland, Maine. And yeah, at Peak we started as just a bunch of friends, brothers, home brewing together, having a great time. And we were always really passionate foodies as well. And we started to realize over time that you know, when we find a local organic apple and bite into it, yeah, it wasn't as shiny and beautiful as the big mass-produced genetically modified apples, but there was so much more flavor in those organic local apples. We decided to go ahead and give a shot at using local organic grains and hops in some of our home brews, and noticed a just tremendous improvement in the flavor of the beer. And from that day forward, we were literally hooked.
My name's Andrea Stanley, and I started Valley Malt in 2010 with my husband Christian. We're in Hadley, Massachusetts, and we started our business with the idea of trying to bring the malt house back to a local level in New England.
They've been instrumental really in spearheading the resurgence of local grain growing for beer in the Northeast, and just great folks.
My name is Tor Oshner. I am an organic grain farmer from Newfield, New York, and the name of my farm is Oshner Farms. I grow organically because I started out as a conventional farmer, and one day I was out with my spray rig spraying corn, and I noticed that the wellhead to my house was right next to the cornfield, and I was probably drinking this poison I was spraying to make my corn grow a little better. And I started thinking about, could there be a better way to do this? Eventually came to the conclusion that I wanted to try a different type of farming, a type of farming that's more sustainable, both for me as a farmer, for my neighbors who have to drink the water that runs under the fields that I farm, and for the planet as a whole, I would say.
We have found that the grains coming from New England and New York are some of the nicest quality grains that we've seen. They have a freshness to them, they have a flavor to them that you just don't get from some of the grains that come from the Midwest.
My focus is quality. My focus is flavor. I don't grow the most modern varieties of wheat. I grow the wheat that tastes the best. And that isn't necessarily the wheat that yields the best. The specific wheat that Peak Organic is using in their beer is a variety called Warthog. We have been able to produce equal yields to our conventional neighbors as we've gotten better of it.
We love seeing a lot of barley, wheat, and hop production shifting back to the Northeast. We think that the barley and hops and wheat that's being grown now by some of these Northeast farmers is absolutely as good, if not better, than anything else being grown in the world, and we love working with those guys.
As a lot of my conventional neighbors who first thought I was crazy are now coming to me and asking me what I'm doing, and you know, could they maybe try that?
It's been great to work with farmers who are eager to work with us because we're providing them a market to grow organic grains. We try to work with breweries that feel like our friends.
For our family farm, you know, building relationships with people that we believe in what they're doing. I mean, that's why I'm really excited to work with people like Valley Malt and Peak Organic, people that have the same philosophy as we do about how food should be produced. I love developing those relationships and working with good people.
And over the course of the years, as we grow, those relationships continue to grow, and there's already a trust there, and there's already an understanding of how our relationship works.
Yeah, I mean, for us at Peak, it's really our reason for being is helping support and stimulate the growth of local organic barley and hops in the Northeast.
Malt is grains that have been sprouted and then kiln dried. And in that very natural process of growing a grain and then kiln drying it, you create the perfect recipe for that grain to be brewed with. So you're converting starches into sugars, and you're creating enzymes that are important for the brewing process.
People are surprised that I can grow such clean, healthy-looking crops without chemicals, because everybody has so in their mind that this is the only way to farm. You know, and what I'm basically doing is farming the way their great-grandfathers farmed.
I had no idea the physical labor that would go into doing this. I had no idea the dust and, you know, how much dusting I would be doing, and sweeping I would be doing. But I have to say that, I mean, I love the physical aspect of my job. I love that I get to be outside in all types of weather, and I really enjoy the people that I work with. I get to work with organic farmers, and I get to work with brewers on a day-to-day basis, and you can't ask for better people to be involved with on a day-to-day basis.
I do what I do because I absolutely love this. I wake up every morning and this is what I want to do, and I can't imagine doing anything else. It's given me a real appreciation for what I have and what I do grow. The rewards of getting a beer in my hand that came from grain that I grew and drinking that beer, like that for me is worth more than anything. I'm gonna farm until I'm too old and decrepit to move. I'm never gonna stop.
And so when you think about a beer, it's just as much of an agricultural product as eggplant, because it's all raw materials being grown on a farm that's going into that beer. And so when you think about the farm to table movement, and you think about people that just get so excited and so interested in the nuances of this variety of eggplant from this farm versus this variety of eggplant from this field, the same thing can be adopted when you're drinking a beer.
It's been just a real honor working with some of the farmers that we're able to work with. They're really passionate people just like us. I mean, the same way we put our entire heart and soul into creating really delicious beer. We think that ingredients grown locally, organically, just taste better. To us, it's a no-brainer, and we love the flavor that those ingredients impart in our beer.
Out in the rain or the bright blinding sun, down by the river or out on the run, I am released now.